Glad to see you all here. The agenda for today, team, is focusing on AI and QA. We've been doing a lot of QA to AI transitional programs with IT Learn, and it's a very interesting journey on how much we're learning each time, how we are implementing, how we are growing from there. It's something that we need to consistently learn, team, and it's a requirement for us this day. So I'll talk about KK Varkasa, what I do and all that later. I don't think that's important. What's very important is deep research. We will cover a lot of these topics. We'll go through them one by one patiently. I want you to be involved. If you can be interactive, that will be great. Now, when I say deep research with AI, we're talking about AI assistance in work or life. You got to consistently look at what it can do. It's not about a choice to use it or not. It's just adoption. These are new tools in the block, so you need to upgrade yourself there. We will talk a lot about that. We will talk about how we can bring AI into the world of software testing. And one of the first questions that remains, team, is what are our career opportunities and future look like? And I'm not just talking about QA people, I'm talking about the overall IT community, developers, agile, SMEs, business analysts. How do we all handle it? So if you remember the earlier, the way the model used to work was we always had kind of a pyramid structure, team. Thing like, that's too long. Any questions, anyone? Anyone wants to add anything to the agenda of what we want to discuss today? All right. So let's talk about the top of a pyramid. And we're talking about in a QA, quality assurance, and QE, quality engineering space. So a project manager is guiding overall what things should be. Then you have your business analysts, you have your SMEs, subject matter experts. You also have your architect who designs overall solutions. And then you have your, in the QA QE world, the entire SDETs, or people who are very strong with implementing frameworks, automation frameworks. Am I making sense, everyone? Are you all with me? Just a quick check. Is the audience out here? Okay. Can I get a hi on the question side? Thank you. Thank you so much. And then we have our QA engineers. In 2019, I started QTP eLearn. That's also the YouTube channel that we have. And I started to talk about how we can assist the QA engineers to become SDETs. How BAs, PMs also can learn technical. So we focused a lot on the automation spectrum. That's been our core area. And when we say our core area in the overall QA QE world, now what is happening? It's a flat structure, team. So this is one. Let's keep this. Let's see if I can do another paint. Save this. That's fine. Yeah. QA QE 1. Choose a location. Gallery is fine. Documents is fine. I'll put it in documents for now. QA. I can't use a / there. QA _ QE -1. Okay. What is it with AI? So now we're talking about there is a human, and the human, we saw the pyramid. We have like, let's say 10 people team, and we need to achieve our objective, and that's primarily business driven team. Any enterprise, be it small, large, and so on, have certain needs. Now they have humans, let's say 10, and they have AI. I'll just represent AI like this for now. And AI, they have maybe 50 watt. Can anyone fill the blank? What will AI have? Human, there are 10 humans doing a task. One project manager, one SME BA, two, three SDETs, five, six QA engineers. What is the 50 in AI? I'm waiting for your answers, team. If you're not active, then I'll put some polls. What are the 50 things? Not prompts. Prompts are 50 questions. See, 10 people are doing a job in an agile team. 50 are doing in AI. What are those 50? Are they humans? I only got one answer correct. Why are you not thinking? What's wrong with you all team? They're agents. That is what they call like small bot. What do agents have? They slowly, and this is what we're going to cover a lot in the next week, they have a soul, they have skills, they have tasks to do. Just like we give a role and responsibility to the 10 people in a pyramid chain and say, hey, you know what, this is your whole thing. Now you have 50 agents. The whole point is there is a human option and there's an AI only option. A lot of challenges with AI. Yes, you can't trust them all, but they're improving team. They're getting better. They can do a lot of things we humans are weak at. It's all about now, if I am a business, someone in the business who's having a small or large business, my objective is to make money, to keep my business profitable. That's the core objective, right? Any business owner. So they want to release the best of their features into the market. And most of the releases happen not as print material, but as digital content, web content, their entire applications. So how fast can we release it into the market? Release has become a key thing, team. The entire release. We'll talk about our STLC. We'll talk a little. I'm going through one by one, but I want you to get the sense of it. Now, if my earlier release was, let's say, 2 weeks, and it costed me X dollars. Now it's 1 day and it costs me 10 times low of X. How? But is it reliable? No, it's evolutionary. I mean, it will evolve over a period of time. These models will take time to mature. I use pure AI or do I use human? Or do you guys use both of them together? That becomes very important. What I'm trying to get at is one very core point. The fact that you need to understand what your career is, where your career is. I don't know how many of you are in QA team, but let's do a few polls. Let's see. There we go. I'm going to put up a poll on your screen. And while you do that quick poll, do we need QA human loop for what? for future tech world with AI. We're talking with the technology world team, and we're talking about how progress is happening. I started my career after my computer science engineering in 98. And then since then, I've not a single day has gone where I don't think about, oh, I'm very relevant. I always have that fear that I might become irrelevant. I might not be needed. Every time I've seen technology development, human is slowly, but our skill is to adopt, take those tools and just continue with them. It's very clear, team. I think for me, the answer is clear, but let's see for you. Oh, I didn't launch. Sorry. There we go. And while we do this, let me switch to the other screens where I'm talking a few things. Thank you for taking your time on the poll. And team, please feel free to ask any questions anytime. Just raise your hand. I'll unmute you. A lot of participants, I didn't unmute everyone. I'm going to close the poll stream. I got only 64% votes. I'm just trying to see where where your mindset is with all of you. All right, team, I'm back. Great. Thank you for all the polls. 91% votes came in. I'm going to close and share this. So, team, the question is very simple. As the AI is transforming, do we have a future? Are we sure that we are still essential to have that human in the loop? And when I say human in the loop, it is the systems are doing everything. So you look at the fat structure that we were talking about, and this can be done without any human intervention. That is what agents are all about, team. Agents are there to replicate human tasks. You think of agents as someone you go to and say, hey, you know what, I'm not good at this, can you do this? It could be a travel agent, a tax agent, a real estate agent who shows you homes. So they're the expert in a field that you're not. One of the very important things that you will slowly start, anyone who's working in it, is skills, team. We're talking about agents which can use different human types of skills. Say I need a web designer. And all of these skills, when we talk about anything within the world of AI, remember Markdown, MD documents are a standard way to put everything into text, proper format, easy for human and AI to understand. And let's say animation designer here. This is the skill. This is the soul or character that we're adding to that person. So when we say, I take the skill.md and say that this is what I do and what I'm capable at, and you give it some tools. And this is where MCP and all comes in, team. I'm sorry, I'm talking about a lot of things. I'll show you one by one. But the fact that you can make a digital clone of yourself or the super best you or all of us into one system. The problem is, yes, the GPUs, hardware, the way it works, it's very inefficient. And AI is expensive. It hallucinates. It can't give you the right um, things every time. But once you put this, it's got a structure. It'll follow that skill. So what I was trying to say is you create 50 agents with 50 different skills. One of those skill could be, let's go here. What are the skills in QA QE team? Can someone tell us? Test case authoring, correct? Thank you. What else? Test schema and data is necessary. Agent skills. What else? Think of it randomly, team. I'm sure you'll at least get 10, 25. Test strategy. Thank you. Test exit report. Wow. See, we miss all of these. And think of us, we are about a few dozen people here today. We are able to contribute an ad, and AI will just assist us to do more research. Anyone else? Defect life cycle. Defect authoring and tracking. I'm taking all of this from the chat team. Authoring, not authoring. And tracking. Why do we call it defect authoring? That's a question. SIT, UAT, plans. So we're giving skills. We're not saying that, hey, you're an SIT or a UAT specialist. Who else? Requirement and design authoring. RTM. What is RTM? RCA, root cause analysis. Analyst, I can say as well. Mm. Your traceability metrics. And they go together. That's why I wrote root cause analysis also together. I'm making too many spell errors. And that's because you get lazy with autocorrect. And that is where our minds, right, team, get, how do I say, we're not trying to be too active on it. We have to be very active to make it happen. So keep brushing it, keep doing small exercises. Good, good, good. What else can we do? Can't we do automation testing? Can I do, what is that? Test data did I put? Synthetic test data. Yeah, I did that. What else? How about what is functional requirements and what are NFRs? What is the difference there, team? Functional are basic features specified. NFR, non-functional, are unspecified. What is included in non-functional testing? So nice. Thank you all for interacting in the chat. Load, stress. Yeah. API testing could be part of functional or not. So in functional, maybe we'll do the UI validations. We'll do API. We can also do database level verifications. In non-functional, what comes in, team? Functional requirements, non-functional requirements. Yes, you can do your smoke. You can actually do unit, component, integration, system integration testing, smoke, regression. This is beautiful. Non-functional are unspecified, like um, app performance and monitoring. What do we monitor an app on performance? Security. We talk about static and dynamic, both levels of security, SAST and DAST, where we are able to look at an application and try and break it. Try and be, what are we creating? We are creating skills. Remember, QA agent skills in AI. Now, what else can we do? We can do load and performance testing, app performance, and that could include load, stress, etc. Team, last few questions, then let's go to something more technical. What is ADD? What is BDD? What is ATDD? Very clear. If anyone wants to speak, I would love to unmute. Let me see. These are some fundamental things, team. And we're talking about shift left testing. We were speaking about it for very long. Now we want to talk about also shift right. What is shift right testing? Ah, basically saying I can test anytime at the end. I don't need to be there from the beginning. Shift left testing is saying I would love to be there even before anything starts. But they're all acceptance test driven developments. I'm unmuting everyone. Let me see. Who all are unmuted? No one? I'm unmuting each of you. And while I'm doing that, let me do one more question, team. What we're going to do next in the next 3-4 minutes is jump quickly to um, prompting AI. We'll do a lot of research. I'm sorry it took so much time just to get till here. I put a quick poll while I unmute you all. Your AI skills team, that's just the question. Where are we? I started my AI journey about a year and a half back. I was very resistant, hesitant that no, I won't do AI because I was building SDET, architect, programming, whatever I want, try and code it. But now I use wherever I need. But I don't jump across platforms, team. It's very challenging. Which ones you like, which ones you don't. So you have to spend time. It's all about end of the day, your time. 58% votes. Can I get more, please? So 4 responses there. You're very new to AI or aware of basic LLMs and use of how they work. Excuse me. Ting, ting, ting. I'm going to close the poll in a few seconds, team. I got 75%. Okay, close the poll and sharing the results. So I think 30% of you are very new, 20% aware of basic LLMs. Master of AI, this poll is 0% today, team. I'll promise you within 3-4 months, a lot of you who might come back will say, will increase that count. What is there to master in AI? You don't need to be, see, I'm not saying become an AI engineer from machine learning or deep learning side. Look at the utility, what you can bring to what you do. That's about it. I look at AI like a electric drill or a screwdriver team. It's a tool application that you need to do, but there's so many things in it. But 50% of you are using AI often for work and for personal life. That is great, team. Thank you. I need a lot of inputs from you as well, and that will help us. So we're talking about two things, team. All I want to talk about is this concepts of behavior-driven development and acceptance test-driven development. Let me talk about ATDD only right now. Acceptance test driven development is very simple. I'm developing some software application, be it Windows based, desktop, or cloud based, web based, or API, whatever. That application should perform in a specific way. My first job in the team is to write tests that expect the application to perform that it's the way it's supposed to. My second step is to run the tests. Even the developer will run it, the tester will run it, they will fail. The third step is for the developer to come and fix the code only to make the test pass. That is test driven development team. So you're writing all your features, then you're testing and fail, then you're developing and retesting, and you're going to keep repeating that loop. So the whole magic of how things are happening is amazing in this world. I took a few sources. I use Notebook LM very extensively, team. Can you all see my screen now? I hide. That's finished. The poll. This is Notebook LM, team. What I do there is anything I want to research, I try and put things there. I just did one research. Let me see if it is available. I asked it, find me the best AI and QA videos in the recent, top 20, 30. I think this one. Today's 22nd. Wow. Clock ticks. It never stops for any of us. So I went to Chat GPT team and I asked it, hey, you know what? Give me the top videos in AI and QA. There we go. I think this is the one. And it gave me, what was my prompt? List the URLs of top 20 YouTube videos on AI software testing and automation. Why am I doing this? If I'm researching, I'm new to it. Think of someone who's just out of college, team. How will they go? Some of us, I have 27 years, 28 years of experience. Some of us, even if we have 5, 6 years experience, we feel very confident. I come with so much. But remember, there's a young kid in the block who's going to challenge you, and they will do this prompting. They will do the research. My intent was to go here, get the list of URLs, go to Notebook LM, open a new notebook. All of you, I would recommend use it, please. Then say add sources. You can add any website or files or whatever you want. I added the websites. I pasted all these links. Chat GPT gave me in a format, and half the videos were not, but no more publicly available. I don't know how it tested. I asked the same to Grok. Grok gave me a better response. There we go. And I took this listing and I put it into Notebook LM. What do I want to do there? There are 2 or 3 features I really wanted to focus on. All right. The studio part. Earlier, when I started about a year back with Notebook LM, there were only 2 or 3, like audio, view, mind map was always a consistent one. That's the first thing I would start with. It would talk about what all we need to do in AI powered test automation. I'll come to this, team, but let me open the other one that I had. These are based on some of the courses that I did, and I like this mind map. Let's look at this. I go to Studio. What I use extensively in Studio are also infographic, audio overview, or video overview when I just want to listen to it offline, when I'm doing something else. Mind map, a slide deck. These are amazing tools, team. They may not be perfect, but you can work with it and improve it. Let's look at this. What is an infographic? An image where everything that you want to talk about is in one place. Is it big enough, or should I need to maybe download and open? Questions, anyone? You're all unmuted. I also wanted to show you my CV. Luckily, team, for me, I don't have hesitation. I do not hesitate. I just do it with a free flow, because that's what you do every day. You don't need to change your character the way we are. All right. Traditional QA, manual isolated automation, high maintenance. The AI first QE transformation. Is it visible enough? Let's do this. Yeah. From QA to AI, the evolution of quality engineering. I love to look at a picture for about 5-10 minutes just to get the perspective. The AI first. So what they're saying is, if I want to test an application, I'll bring AI first. Team, another 10 minutes, I'll start the coding part also, what we built and so on. We're talking shift left AI testing. What is shift left? I'll keep like acceptance test driven development. Even before your application is built or your stories are fully ready, I'll start trying to create whatever test artifacts are needed, be it manual or automation. Agentic AI autonomy. And this is where we'll go to. Agents that run, self-heal, repeat, analyze, do all of it as our assistant. RAG and MCP framework. So these are concepts that we go constantly into team. Notebook LM is a pure RAG. Notebook LM from Google. I give it context, I give it specific, and I ask, for example, let's say I created a quiz of 20 questions for fifth graders on math, and I put it up in Notebook LM. It will only give me answers based on that document. It will not go to LLM, large language models, search the web and get me what I want. You need to understand which tool to use where. MCP is nothing but you getting access to tools and applications and their skills. So like I will talk about MCP a little later. It's a very simple model context protocol team. It's beautiful. It's a better way to say that, hey, API is only machine to machine. MCPs are, I can give a prompt and the MCP will do everything for me, the entire execution. The way MCP and agents mix is very critical team. We'll go deeper into it. AI driven toolkit implementation, vibe coding with cursor AI. I think that's what we'll go to next. Um, Last, mind map in the studio, and then we'll do a few things. Team, am I going too slow? Am I going away from the topics? Are we okay with the speed? I will get to everything on cursor and all very soon. Uh, Give me a feedback, please. Sunday, morning, evening. I don't know if anyone else has joined from different time zones. All right, AI 101 from QA to AI. I took some inputs and I put it and I said, I want to understand what are the core concepts. So team, all of these concepts are important. The way, and I'll share this link. Let me know if you can all see the link. I'll share it with you. Ting, ting, ting. Restricted, no. Anyone with the link? I think if I make it public, it'll be searchable. So I don't want to do that. Save. Copy link. Confirm if you're able to see this, please. I'll put in the chat. Chat. Team, 3-4 minutes on this notebook LM. We'll go through the mind map. Then we have a lot of things to do. I'm going to show you a few things that I was working on already. Okay. There we go. Mind map. What is it? I have a question. I want to drill down. So core AI concepts team. What is AI? What is machine learning? So if this doesn't have a greater than symbol next to it, that means that you click on it and you get a content developed specifically on it. Look at this. It sent a prompt just by one click. Discuss what these sources say about deep learning in the larger concept of core AI concepts, context of core. So it explains, spend time, take a topic, keep digging deep team. Do not let go. That's important. Next, what is Gen AI? What are LLMs? If you're trying to be a computer science engineer, a deep research engineer, you can cover a lot of these first four topics till NLP. If not, you have to be extremely good at Gen AI and LLMs. LLMs, large language models, they basically give you an output based on whatever they could search and access and learn of a cutoff date. Your Gen AI is trying to generate something more. LLMs, you ask a question, it'll give you back text. Gen AI may be in these worlds of what we do, it's generating images, documents, everything for us. Let's look at these key concepts now. Agentic AI and protocols. Agentic AI, retrieval RAG, MCP, we spoke, explainable AI. What is explainable AI team? The thing is, we don't know. AI is like a black box. We send something, it'll give me something. I can't always rely or trust on it if I don't know what it did in the back end. Explainable AI is basically saying that for an audit purpose, for a logs perspective, or any security, everything that you do as a step by step should be documented. That's explainable AI. And large corporates and all that will work on these regulations and guardrails to make sure. Now let's talk about QA to AI transformation team. So much I spoke almost for 40 minutes and I've not even gone into showing a single code. It's still looking at it, but let's see. It's defined as a sources dedicated AI action, a decision transparent and trustworthy. That's important team. That is when we get adopted, otherwise we'll get rejected as a solution. Can you imagine how many applications people must be developing with AI? If you're free, just go develop an app, do something that it does for you. Now, QA to AI transformation. Okay, so team, I'm going to giving you a very brief overview, and then you get a perspective. I think all of you, if it was 5 years ago, I wouldn't have recommended you to become an architect unless you have the zeal for it. All of you have to try and become an architect team. Why? Because you can create testers who write how the application must be tested, that curiosity, the creativity angle. SDETs, who are software development engineers in tests, who would write the perfect automation script to make that happen. All of this could be agents. You might only be the one left. So do not think that you cannot be an architect. I want you all to visualize that maybe in 2 weeks I'm an architect. That is the speed at which we all should go, and we are going team. So we should be fine. Shift left AI testing I spoke about. Start before the app is ready. Self-healing frameworks, autonomous execution. I want you to keep repeating, keep running. Root cause analysis. What else are there? Tools and technologies. Quick look. Open source frameworks. This is where it gets interesting, team. What are the applications that we typically test? Mobile apps, web apps, database. Those are all backend. But at the end of the day, to large extent, desktop, mobile, or web applications team. For them, Playwright, Selenium, Karate, Python, these have done immensely well. Even Java, with its own REST assured and so on. The challenge comes if it's UI only or API only or mobile or those kind of scope. But otherwise, Selenium only does UI. Karate can handle more. Playwright. Are you a Playwright expert already? Are you a Karate expert? Or are you a Python expert? No, right? So you need a starting point. You need to now build a relationship where I say, you know what, I want to build something simple. There was Sauce Labs demo, Sauce demo. I'll do this. Bing search won't work. For some reason, Chrome doesn't work here. So Sauce demo. Yeah, I think this is the one. So let's say I have a web application, an e-commerce application like this, and you can click on a product, you can add or change the description, you can check your cart. Oops, add to cart, and I have my cart updated. There are two in it. So these are things you can build and do, right, team. I want it to in Notebook LM. I'm going to ask it. I have an app. I have a web e-com app that needs quick testing. Create manual test cases and plan for it. Now, I have not even expressed it to uh, say that, you know what, do playwright or do this or that. Whilst doing that, team, let's go to my March JPACT. There's a lot that we're doing here. What tool is this that I'm using? What's on your screen, team? Can anyone tell me? How many of you used it? I only got 3 answers. All right, no worries. So team, cursor. How many of you used Eclipse, PyCharm, VS Code? What is the full form of an IDE? Integrated Development Environment. This is a very interesting tool, team. All of you must download and just start using it. Cloud Code is fine. To VS Code, anything is fine. Use with Copilot. Amazon Q, which became Kiro, Kiro, that's so popular as well. These are really interesting tools that you need to work on. All right. So team, what I'm going to do next is talk about what we've been doing. All we're doing is first generating documentation, team. We create a test strategy or a plan and say, hey, build from there. All these MD documents. How do we do it? You either do prompting on your chatbots or you do it somewhere, get a document and put it out here. So for example, I asked Notebook LM to do some of this stuff, right? Objective, scope, test strategy, tools, manual test cases. I will copy this, team. I will go to my cursor. Should I say pilot? In pilot, maybe, yeah. I'll create a new folder and I'll say this is what? Shopify Sauce Labs, right? So I'll say sauce. Out here, all I need is a document, team. Anytime you're starting with basically a document, that's the great part of AI. And if you're good at documentation, you'll do very well. So improve your documentation. So what am I saying? Test requirements dot md, I'll say, and paste whatever I copied from there. I didn't even review, I didn't even read. If I had to manually do this earlier, this would have taken maybe a few hours. Now all I'll do is add this file to my cursor chat. Not this, let's take a new one. I'll add the entire directory actually to cursor chat and ask it a prompt. Your prompt is important, team. It will evaluate, it will improve. You can re-prompt it. You can give the right context. Right now, only one document in the context I gave it. But what do I want it to do? I would like to, oops, I sent it, is it? That's fine. In fact, that's good because I'm in an agent mode. Let's do a plan mode first. I would like to build the simplest, let's say karate or playwright. And there's playwright, MCB and playwright. Automation framework to help test. Excuse me. Source demo web app. Sounds good. So I give context and I'm giving it a prompt now. And right now it's in a plan mode. It's just trying to plan what it can do. Why is it going through QA on here? It's going through a different tab. It's if I work for 8 hours in a day with AI, let's say, apart from other work, in the 8 hours, maybe half an hour I'll be frustrated saying, what are you doing? I only gave it one and it's searching everything. Why? This is where, okay, test requirements.md, add file to cursor chat. I'll copy this whole thing again. It didn't know, so it was searching for the whole folder. Now it's got a clarity. Now it's going faster. Ting, ting, ting. Let's see what it does. Team, for me, the importance is not execution and seeing if it's running or not. It is the entire preparation. Are we doing it correct? So Shopify demo only, Sauce Lab Swag, 2 base URLs, too small test suite, Shopify. Continue. Why am I skipping? Why can't I continue? Let's go to agent mode now. I'll say build, playwright, test. Now, what we were doing in the JPACT batch, while this is going to build the source, is exploring a lot of things, team. Each one create an MD file, create a README file, and then do the executions. Correct. Krishna, nice question. Thank you. Difference between what is an agent, ask, debug, plan. So think of ask. Ask is like a chat bot. You send a question, it will send you a short response back, just like your chat GPT or Grok. Your debug is your coding assistant. It basically is saying, you know what, whatever I'm doing, I'm executing consistently. Can you look at it? Can you tell me what is right or wrong? Plan is doing deep research. It is going through everything that you've mentioned as context and saying, you know what, I advise that this is what we should do. Agent, you start giving it tools in the allow list or skills, and it will continue to do. What can it do? It can create new folders, it can delete, it can edit files, it can run programs, it can debug it. It'll do the entire loop. So the number of tokens you spend on an agent will be much higher, team. There are cost of input tokens, output tokens, both are there. Okay, let's do this. Let's go into seeing if it's generating something. I see a whole folder getting created, team. And very importantly will be my readme.md, hopefully, which will create at the end. That will have an instruction. Now, in the pilot earlier, what we were doing was, for example, playwright here. If I go to the readme, it'll explain to me what I did. Let's look at this, team. Okay, that's fine enough. Automated tests for Cogment to CRM, the internet. Both of these applications are nice. Nice in the sense, good for our test experimentation. This is a full CRM application. You log in, you can do the entire process there. The Hero KU app, this one is got everything in as features. So you build any framework, you build any test automation solution, you got to make sure that it works there. These are two web applications. We have also been doing a lot on API test automation team. Let me also show you that. Karate, that's fine. There we go. All right. Two websites that we used. Now, team, a lot of, I don't know what all files I can give you access because I'm building it constantly, but I do put it in Google Drive. I share it with my JPACT members. I can also share it with all the audience via an email later. But the point is, team, I don't want to just build. Where are my notes here? So we're talking about FR and NFR. Remember, I want these things to be ready for me. So I'll copy this. And it's a great set of agent skills team. This is what we need to build. So you look at it like, think of it like an independent QA organization which does the entire testing. And each of those roles are available as agents. They will carry the problem with AI, but okay, what am I trying to do here? It's built something on one folder. I don't want to defocus it. The API automation team, not every tool can do it. So the overall strategy, if I want to do API, how do I get going? What becomes important are the tests that we build at the end. Let's show. I think I'll show Playwright as well. So team, I have three more things to show you today. I have about half an hour. One is the QA agent, one is QA on air, career agent, and Playwright, Foxes, and Karate. Which one should we do first? Let's look at Playwright. Ready, everyone? I don't know if we have enough time for execution, but we can try. I'll go to the README team. That's one of the first things I would do. Questions? You all been so silent. Yeah. So it's doing what? Cognitive. These are all UI tests. Now, look at this. Very simple. Excuse me. It went to the application. It developed some tests. For each feature, it has developed your JavaScripts, your TypeScripts, and those become your primary objectives. How you write a feature or scenarios, and how you not in Playwright but in Karate, and try and get them executed by tagging them. That's your whole folder. Now, if I take this Playwright entire directory, add it to new cursor chat, and ask it to analyze wow, that's a quick analysis. I'm in auto mode. Gap trade-offs, not bug strengths. Very nice. Let's take a look. So this is where we fast track team. What is it? A single Playwright package that automates two targets, augment to the internet. Now, the whole structure of the framework is important team. Look at it. Data locators, users, test data, pages. All of this, I believe, is a page object model where it would have all its configurations. I don't think it's a, is it a page object model or not, team? Can someone confirm? Because I'm not seeing a pom.xml there. That's fine. It is, but I would love a pom.xml that would have everything. But I think everything for this playwright is in the configs. This package.json, all that it requires, and playwright config.json. Even if you're not an expert team, learn to understand and how to execute these. Internet specs, scripts, strengths, gaps, trade-offs. Strengths, clear separators. Now, my question is how to execute. I've been coaching test engineers for what, 15, 17, 18 years. And it's always very tough team. When you don't know something, how do you do anything? What did I ask? So I need to install dependencies from playwright folder, npm install, npm playwright install, and then test needs a CRM email password. Okay, I'll give that, maybe. Goal npm test is the command that we do. Let's try this team very quick. I'm trying to see how uncomplicated can be these testing operations for us. I'm in a different folder, but it'll take me to that folder. Once I copy this entire thing, it's changing my root directory and then installing playwright and any dependencies that are needed. After I finish, oh nice, good, it's already installed. All I need to do is npm test. I can choose the specific tags and say which features that I want to run, or I can run the entire one. Now the execution is happening, team. Do I see it in a headless mode? I don't know. I see a very neat report coming out. That's good. Uh, Headed, this one, see? So if I say test headed, it will open the browser. This is your playwright team, okay? I'm gonna kill the terminal here. Thank you. Let's clear the screen, paste this. Now we're repeating the test and I would want it to open the browser. It did, but it doesn't have the credentials, so it can't log in. But look at the speed at which it's going. It's able to open the browser, quickly try a few things. This is not MCP team. This is not playwright MCP. That's coming next. Ting, ting, ting. Okay. At least it's working for me. Now, the other application that I typically do for API testing is Pet Store, Swagger. And Playwright is capable, right? So to the same, I'll ask, add a few API test scenarios for this application. So it'll tag it, it'll add to the existing tests out here. It's built for each specific scenario. It has a JavaScript file team. Now remember, or TypeScript, remember this. Oh, it's also doing the execution on Internet Hero KU. The test happening on the side. That's nice. I like the way Playwright is behaving. What I was trying to say? Yeah, just imagine an application which has 700, 800,000 tests. It is gonna be a humongous one to do. Now, as I have a session, let's say I had it with Playwright right now, I would like to summarize into test rec. .md. I would like to take all the test cases sample data and build on a new framework. Actually, it'll start doing. I don't want it to do in an agent mode. So what I'll do is I'll just say, Sam, why is this important, team? Every time you have a session, you need to condense your context. Otherwise, it's becoming so long that it'll hallucinate. It'll forget what you gave initially, where you started, where you're trying to go. So you keep that going. Now, let's also try with foxes. The way with foxes is much easier, team. The main reason is I need to only provide things in a spreadsheet or a table or an Excel format. This is the true no code, low code. So here Cogmento app, it's got lot of tests. It's got a lot of actions. So plans, actions, and designs. I'll give one more session, team, maybe sometime later, to walk you through how you can do it. The easiest way is to go to foxes.com and go to GitHub, Foxes demo. Foxes.com basically explains everything, and you have a cloud version. You can sign in, sign up, and start doing it there. Basically, the four components: the engine, the automation capabilities, what you want to do in Y, and the results will come in Z. So it's a function of X and Y that gives us Z. Now, it is very easy for AI also to understand what Foxes is. All that Foxes requires is primarily an executable. We packaged everything so that we can go and execute. So if I say that, hey, I want to run a few tests, let's say iLearn, I think is IT learn maybe. Was it running here? Or no, I was actually also on QA on it. iLearn is IT learn. Cogmented.json, I just want to see if, so the way we organize our tests becomes important, team. So I have the demo passwords and email. So I can say cogmented.json also. Let's say cogmented.json and close this. This is sauce. I'm in foxes. Anyone lost? Confused? And my command is foxes.exe. You can change it. You can customize it to your own executable. I don't know if it is Chrome, then it's a challenge because Chrome is not working, but yeah, Cogmento. So it's doing the entire UI application login and so on. Now, at the heart of a team, we as test engineers, we face few challenges. We consistently repeat this cycle. What do? We build. Then what do we do? Build test cases, scripts, data, environment configs, all of this, correct? Then we run. What do we run? We run automation tests. Then we analyze the results and try and look at what if there's a RTM or a RCA, that will be great. We know exactly where the problem is. Then you want to solve it, heal it, change any scripts that are incorrect. You don't want to say because your automation script failed that the application has a defect. Your automation scripts have to be perfect. Then only you can complain saying that application may have a defect. You heal, you fix, and and fix the issues in your tests, not in the application necessarily. Someone else might do it. Then you loop it, team. You keep doing this. And please understand, for this build, the sources now are not documentations only. You connect it to your Jira, you connect it to your Git, you connect it to your Jenkins, you connect it to anything, your wikis, corporate docs, confluence pages. That becomes your source of truth. As soon as some feature that gets changed in a story, let's say in an Jira, you want to immediately update your test scripts to be able to test that new feature. This is the one thing. So what we did is, I'm taking so long, mhm, is we built two agents slowly saying that, hey, one for career and one for QA agent. This QA agent was very simple team. It basically, if I perform this, all with prompting, building applications, and then we can test them ourselves as well. So no longer are we just testing, we are building and testing, building and testing. It's a continuous phase. We have launched the application, it will be on a certain local host till we deploy it. And it talks about everything that is included in the application. We built the QA on air platform similarly team. What we did out here is the entire application was built based on the specific requirements. All I need to do to execute this is run this bash commands in my terminal, right click, open integrated terminal, cd npm install, npm run dev. Npm install is not always needed, but if there's any latest updates, it will do it. Now 5175, this is where it is hosted. So let's go there. All right, team. So I don't know why we can't see this text, but every end user, whoever is building things, wants things to be fastly tested, right? So how do they do it? They can do it with human or human in the loop. The end of it is we want to build based on our sources. We want to run it locally, run it on cloud. We want to analyze it, heal it, loop it. So that's a constant cycle that people want to continue to repeat, team. And Brawl lets you do that. You don't need to necessarily build only UI tests or API tests. You can ask it to build anything, security, performance, make it end to end. So as we build this application, I also created Fox's tests saying, you know what, can you test my web app on whatever we built? So out here, it will try and go navigate through everything and do this. There are also API endpoints that can be tested. So look at API testing. It's still a plan. There will be a bunch of actions to perform it, be it a call, be it comparing, and so on. It has to only build these details. Let me make sure that the data is correct. 5174. Perfect. So all I need to do is execute this now. Foxes, integrated terminal, fstart.json, QoA API, and QoA.json. Okay. I don't think the API app is launched. Let me launch that as well. So when you're building, look at how a developer is able to do everything, team. Unit testing, entire testing at their end. Give me 1 second, read me. Installs, no, npm run dev. I don't need this command. That's fine. I have so many terminals open. I think it's running. It's hosted on 3000. Now, my automation execution is trying to both test the front end on the UI and the API tests on the back end. What are these API tests trying to do? If I go to my Fox's YPads, get health check, post sign up new user, post login. So any user authentications and all that are being handled using APIs and microservices team. That is where we are able to do this. So I don't need that actually because the chat. I'll just open in terminal and say /foxes. It's going to go one by one. It's going to do in that order. You can always do parallel very easily. This is the web application. So it's trying to perform, test it. All that you need to do, team, is now prompting. You've created your suite of tests, be it playwright, be it in anything. Now you need to add more to it. So what I would do is I already added foxes to the chat. Create non-functional tests, security and performance using foxes whitepads to test the local QA on air web and API apps. As soon as you give a prompt, team, its main purpose is to generate content. So I'm asking it to do this. I don't know which folder it's going to do. That's why your control is not very great on AI. You need to be very, very correct on what you're sending as inputs. Executions are done. Now I can easily go into my Z folders. Where is it? Out here. And look at the latest executions. This is the web, I guess. Gives a summary that there were 14 plans, 11 passed, 3 failed. And anything that failed, I can go specifically to that and see why it failed or where it failed. So your drill down capabilities are important. So sign up failed. Maybe it's the API issue. Maybe it's not. You consistently create as you develop your tests also on the side. That way, it's easy for you to do lot of unit testing, component and integration testing before we release it anywhere. Okay, let's see. Where is it creating? Team, from my side, that's about it. What I would want you to do is maybe go try this playwright, karate, and also foxes. This is the repo. You can easily just clone this repo into your cursor and get started. And I'll see most of you again next week, next weekend for something similar, where we can go through a few. Uh, Coming week, we have a lot of topics, team, that we're doing. Open claw, agent skills, all of this being put together. Questions, anyone, for today? So we did some UI tests, we did some API tests, we're building some NFRs. I just want to see where it's building it. I believe it is already adding it to existing plans. So it's got some negative. Yeah, I see this 2 new green lines. Landing load time, evil query still loads. So for each of these plans, there might be many actions and steps. This could be all UI heavy. Let's see API. There's a lot you can do on security and performance with APIs. See out here, it added 5 plans, 4 for security, 1 for performance. And for each of these, it might have different actions down here. So 1, 2, 1, 2, 2 steps each. Just send a API get call and validate, post call, validate. That's all we're doing. And what are we doing here? 5 steps. API get. We're just getting everything and checking everything. Nice. So if I just want to run the API test for now to see how it works, so I'll remove the UI from here in my start.json and just repeat the test. And I don't do much in terms of analytics as well, team. I just take the results, put it in, and then it should be good. What happened? Oh, wow, that was super fast. What happened to the results? So I'm not sure. So all I do is go to Z, go to the timestamp latest. Let me put it into a new folder and I'll say analyze. Let's go back to the previous folder. It's a playwright, but we moved to everything else. I see some questions in the chat. Let me see. Siri, yeah, I know you're from UK. You have little timings, but this time is okay, right? Weekend mornings, US time. Yeah, we'll try and do more weekends also, Tim. That's the only way I'm able to distribute, just to cover a larger global audience. Wow, did we cover everything that we wanted? I don't know, but it's always playing around, team. See, I'm not a typical guy who's trying to do a training and saying, hey, you know what, this is how things work. You do it the same way. I try and do things. I fail. I experiment. I learn, and I keep talking about what I'm doing. That's all I'm doing. What is it that I'm doing? I'm showing it to you. What can you do? Maybe you should just look at it and try and replicate. I've already shared this application details with our JPACT team and members. So that's in our pilot. QA agent and career agent are doing something similar to me. We're also building agents. I'll very briefly give you how to get started, maybe. Yo. Any other questions, team? I'll see you Monday for regular sessions with the folks, and maybe for the next weekend also I'll organize. And team, please note, I'm doing a boot camp in Los Angeles. So more than welcome, all of you. Join online or in person, 11th and 12th April. I had to move it by a couple of weeks, but yeah, I'll be there and we'll go through everything. I'll do a lot of assignments, team. I want to give you all tasks and do it in person. Great. One last poll, maybe. And then I'll let you all go. So what's our objective, team? Just get your mind onto it. Slowly start working on it. Enjoy your journey. I think it should be smooth going forward for you then. If I can get your poll answers in the last question, and let's connect again. Thank you. So what is the objective? Learn the latest and get upskilled, or work hands-on and get better exposure? Use AI to advance your dream entrepreneurship skills. I think that is where we all should do more. Try and explore what skills we lost in the rat race for jobs and career. Get a job. It's one of the very critical things that we've learned to look at as a survival thing in a human race. Stay in my current job. You're already placed, you don't want to lose it. So these are the team. You have multiple choices, so you can vote them all. That are applicable to you. Thank you. Really appreciate everyone for your feedbacks. And let's continue to do it. Explore it. Take this video. I'll put it on YouTube. See how we're trying to build this slowly, one after the other. I got 67%, 78% votes, closing it and sharing it with you all. I think there's a great interest in learning the latest and get upskill. That's 86% of your team. 57% are saying that, yeah, work hands-on. 43, use AI to advance. I love that too. The third one, 47, 43%. For your advanced dream in entrepreneurship. Try a small things, team. Build your own agents, test it, deploy it. All of these are not any more rocket science. It's a very easy. Just get fundamentally one after the other. I'll put this video also on YouTube, team, and in our IT Learn channel. And this is the LA boot camp. Thank you, everyone. Have a good day. Take care and talk to you later. Bye.